Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to my live stream. I'm Andre Lefevre, independent citizen journalist, extreme libertarian. My website is wildnews.us, and I love mouthing off on things political, things cultural, things interesting. This afternoon, I just had to do a live stream because I just heard on Kuhner, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's pronounced Kuhner Report, which is a podcast. Somebody called in who knows Julie Swetnick, grew up with her, and called her a delusional whack job. Well, a man who grew up with Julie Swetnick, the latest Democrat operative who lied about Brett Kavanaugh, calls her a delusional whack job on Kuhner Report podcast. Michael Avenatti, the shadowy porn lawyer who trotted Swetnick out from the bowels of the Democrat smear creating dirty trick department, was pranked by 4chan trolls more than likely with this Swetnick woman. Well, this is before I played, and I played in just a second. This is Mediaite. Avenatti reveals client making gang rape allegations against Kavanaugh. Well, you know what? Let me play the podcast. It's self-explanatory. It's just about almost 8 minutes of it, which is the interview with a man who introduced himself as a childhood and a family friend of Swetnick's. I can verify it independently, but since Democrats have long suspended
1223 here on the great WRKO. Okay, explode.
Any semblance, they have long time ago exploded any semblance of propriety, of checking facts. You know what? We do it as unkind. I have no idea who this man is, but I'm going to believe him because his allegations are credible. Listen up.
Explosive allegations now from a third accuser. Her name is Julie Swetnick. She says that she witnessed both Kavanaugh and Mark.
This is Jeffrey T. Kuhner of the Kuhner Report. I'm sorry. The name of the man is Jeffrey T. Kuhner, the Kuhner Report. I have never heard him before. So enjoy.
Judge, his friend, when they were in high school at these parties, give women grain alcohol, spike their drinks with drugs such as Quaaludes to get them so drunk or stoned so that they could then be gang raped by numerous boys who would line up outside the door. She says that Kavanaugh himself would line up at this door waiting to sexually assault these women. She says that she was a victim of one of these gang rapes herself. She says that Kavanaugh was the ringleader of this gang rape network. And now, as I speak to you, literally, Chuck Grassley, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, has now said she's going to have her story heard, this Julie Swetnick, and that the committee's lawyers are now reaching out to Michael Avenatti, the lawyer for Julie Swetnick, to get more information from her. So she may also have to go in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. It's accusation after accusation after accusation. But notice, no corroboration. But now the strategy is clear. Just accuse this man to death and push it till after the midterm elections. Thomas in Boston, you're up next. Go ahead, Thomas.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I got a call this morning from my sister down in Maryland, and she told me, she said, "Can you believe this news this morning?" I said, "What?" She said, "Julie Swetnick is the newest accuser of from Avenatti." I said, "You're kidding." Anyway, we grew up right near the Swetnicks. We knew her parents, Marty and Elaine, well. They were always over at our house. We knew Julie. They grew up in Montgomery Village near Lake Whetstone. I think my father, who was the school administrator, had her in his school. My sister had her in classes there at Montgomery Junior High. I believe it was. Anyway, my sister said, "Can you believe a more such a wacko delusional as Julie Swetnick is the accuser?" I said, "You're kidding me, right?" Anyway, I Googled this morning on the social media. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I don't want to say anything negatory or defamatory because I want to talk to my sisters first. I haven't had a chance to talk to my other sisters. I've got 3 sisters. But growing up, we always knew that Julie not only had issues, but she had a full subscription. Okay. And then to have this come, I mean, geez, blast from the past in this national case was shocking. But yeah, we knew her parents well. We kind of knew all the issues, and Elaine would always talk with my mom about all the issues. The issues of substance abuse and mental issues and everything else from Julie. So I used to hear that stuff. My mom used to talk about, Elaine is at wit's end regarding Julie and all of her problems and da da da. Secondly, I'd like to say this. Montgomery Village, the circle that she was in, the social circle, was quite a distance from Bethesda. Certainly that area down there, off Rockville Pike, where Georgetown Prep is, where the Kavanaughs were. There's quite a distance, probably about half an hour. As you know, Jeff, you're from the DC area.
Yes, I used to live there and work near there.
I know that Julie had moved down there later on, and that her mother was subsidizing her living like in DC and Northwest and down in Bethesda. But Julie had absolutely, there's no way that she would have encountered these same social circles, certainly not during high school, when she was, up in Montgomery Village and probably, going to parties with people from Seneca Valley, certainly not Georgetown Prep. Anyway,
Thomas, hold on. Thomas, this isn't, you have no idea what an important phone call this is. Brittany, what I want you, Thomas, don't hang up. What I want you to do, absolutely, Brittany, is this segment of the show, we got to get this to Drudge. I got to get this to Matt Drudge. I got to get this to people in the Trump administration because this is huge because Kavanaugh's confirmation now literally hangs by a thread. So, Thomas, what you're saying is, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, what you're saying is that your family knew her. You don't want to defame her, which I get that. But that basically the Julie Swetnick that you knew as a teenager, how do I say this, had psychological issues, had mental issues, correct?
But Jeff, I want to be cautious about this because this is all secondhand.
No, I understand that. It's coming from your sisters who knew her more than you did. But what you're saying is there were issues.
And even her mother, I used to know her mother. Her mother was a junk dealer. Her mother got a degree in geology, and she worked in the junk business. And in Frederick, I don't know if you're familiar with Frederick. She had odds and ends. She had a little bit in there. That's how she befriended my mother. My mother was in antiques, and they became very close friends. Very close friends. Both of her parents passed away about 20 years ago. Marty was Marty. I knew him well. He worked in the Manhattan Project. He was a PhD in physics from NYU. And we talked all the time about his experience with that. And Elaine and I were very close, and we talked a lot. And she used to tell my mother about all the problems she was having with Julie. And I don't want to say anything specifically, but this is all stuff that I heard.
Okay, Thomas, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Your family knew their family, and as you say, you knew her parents, or your parents knew her parents, quite well, or they knew each other. What you're saying, Thomas, is you don't believe her.
As my sister said when she called this morning, she says, "Can you imagine a more delusional whack job is the one that came forward against Kavanaugh?" I mean, this national story involving the Supreme Court.
Delusional whack job.
Jeff, it's so unbelievable. Someone like this. They were, even though both of them had decent backgrounds, Marty and Elaine, they were very middle class as that. And that area, Lake Whetstone, is their house. I had been over to their house a number of times, and they were very middle class.
Well,
okay?
I'll tell you this.
In the same,
it's not Holston Arms. It's not Georgetown Prep.
No,
it's not
Arms.
Bethesda. It's not Chevy Chase. It's not Christine Ford and Kavanaugh, the circles they used to run around with.
It's not, Jeff. I mean, they would be entirely there's an infinite gulf between the social classes, and even the distance between Montgomery Village and where she was but there's in Georgetown Prep, that whole
Thomas.
Yeah, go ahead.
Buddy, I'm up against it. You have no idea how grateful and thankful I am that you called. Thank you very much. You have done this country a huge service.
Well, that was that. So there was a caller on Kuhner Report earlier by the name of Thomas, who apparently knew Julie Swetnick when she was in high school, and he called her a delusional whack job, a person who was certifiable, had to take meds. Very, very interesting. Now, apparently the whole Julie Swetnick affair that Avenatti trotted her out. I'm on Town Hall. That's a headline. Creepy porn lawyer Avenatti get. It's a question mark. Let me read this properly. Did creepy porn lawyer Avenatti get pranked by internet trolls on Kavanaugh gang rape ring allegation? And again, the allegation is Kavanaugh and another friend would set up girls for gang rapes at parties. And we just heard somebody who knows Julie Swetnick in high school, who knew her, said that she was a delusional, quote unquote, whack job, who apparently had to take meds to stay sane. I have another video I can play for you, and that one is by Joseph Watson, who breaks the 4chan connection down for us. And let me bring that up. Just give me 1 second.
Moment. Twitter is ablaze with speculation about whether or not 4chan trolled creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti into putting forward this accuser, this third accuser of the Supreme Court.
Let me just bring it up for you. Just give me 1 second. I'm a one-man operation, so let me start it from the beginning. Paul Joseph Watson. That's the name of the gentleman. So let's watch it from the beginning.
Twitter is ablaze with speculation about whether or not 4chan trolled creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti into putting forward this accuser, this third accuser of the Supreme Court nominee Kavanaugh. You know, he came out with these lurid tales of gang rape, alcohol-fueled sex parties. It turns out that it may have been a 4chan troll all along. Again, this is not confirmed. Chris Barron just commented on this on Twitter. I just retweeted him, pro-Trump conservative strategist. He says, Avenatti can't even handle Trump trolls. How do you think he'll fare against Trump himself? What a fake, tough guy, a fraud and a grifter. Perfect face for the modern left. And he said that in response to Avenatti's explanation as to why he'd locked down his Twitter account, which basically amounts to, oh, they were being mean to me. That's what Michael Avenatti has given as his reason for locking down his Twitter account. The speculation is actually that he locked down his account because his story about this third Kavanaugh accuser has completely collapsed and blown up in his stupid face. If you go on my Twitter account, I've just retweeted the post on 4chan where they claim that one of their members approached Avenatti, creepy porn lawyer, with this fake story about how Kavanaugh was involved in these gang rape sex parties, and it's all complete nonsense. Again, none of that is confirmed, but that is the speculation, the wild speculation that's taken a hold of Twitter right now. So we'll continue to follow it. There you see the screenshot from 4chan. You can click.
So anyway, that's Dog and Pony show surrounding the dog and pony show. I just love it. I just love it. All right, I'm getting back. I'm getting back to work. I have to pay my bills. This is my hobby. If you have any information about Julie Swetnick or any other stories I've been covering, just go to my website, wildnews.us, click on contact info. My email address is there, my phone number is there. And if you have a story that you think I should cover, just suggest it. Ladies and gents, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. And God bless you. God bless you.